Alright, well kids, Drake Liddell here. Welcome to my tutorials. Right, anyway, I've been asked to do these for quite some time now. Everybody wanting to know how I produce a track. So decided to get myself a mic and start recording. So right, anyway, first episode is going to be setup and vocals. So we're going to set everything up, get everything ready, get your vocals in, get your vocals in time, with whatever BPM you're working in, and we'll start from there. So anyway, first of all, I'm just gonna point out that when I'm trying to explain something, or if I'm pointing at something, I want you to show you what I'm aiming at or whatever. I'll just, where I've got the mouse there, I'll just use the mouse and I'll just wiggle it, hover it over, wiggle it like that, or wiggle it like that. Or say if I want to hover over the play button, oh yeah, here's the play button, yeah, and I'm just wiggling over it there. Just so you all know, anyway. Right, first of all, I'm gonna show you what the main couple of things are here at the top, right? So first of all, you've got your playlist arrangement. So this is where you put your stems in, your audio clips, your piano patterns, and your filters and stuff like that. Automation clips, sorry. This is where you build the whole structure of your track and arrange everything, right? Next up is the piano roll. This is where you draw your piano notes in for your kick, drums, riffs, bass lines, whatever. Next up is the channel rack, which is where you'll load your samples into, or your VST plugins for some lovely synth sounds. And these little numbers, these bits down here, down the side, they are basically assigned to each insert on your mixer, which we're going to go to now. So basically, this little bit here is for your mixer, so we'll open that. Now if you look here, 1, I can move that down, so wherever I move it, it's selecting on the mixer there. So obviously 1 is assigned to insert 1 on your mixer, so that's the volume for that sample there, and so on. Yeah, like I say, and anyway, this is your mixer, and obviously all your volume sliders there, and that's your master. So that's where your main, that's where everything goes into and comes out of. Down here, you've got your slots where you're loading plugins, like your effects plugins. Obviously, one of the main ones is your EQ, stuff like that. Right, so that's I think I've just about covered that there. So right now, as soon as I open FL Studio, the first thing I'll start off with is I'll go to my master channel. In your case, you'll have to load up the plugins, whatever I've got in me master patch. What I load up, I've got a patch, so it speeds things up a bit, makes your workflow quicker. So basically, you should start off with an EQ or something like that, and you'd have to load it up. But obviously in my case, I've got myself a saved patch which I use every time on every track. Right, so first things first, I've got a Mag EQ4 by Plugin Alliance. Great plugin. It gives things a proper lovely EQ analog feel to it as well. Just gives things an extra sparkle, as you would say. Right, so anyway, first things first is Mag EQ4, and this here, the A band, I'll set that to 48. Then the A gain, I'd set this to 3.0. Right, so yeah, that's right, yeah. So obviously when I'm moving that as well, if you follow the mouse up to the top corner up here, this hint panel. So basically when I move that, you'll see it up there. So the air gain's going up to 4.0 now, or 2.0 or none. So I'll have it on 3.0. So that's the air gain. Right, next up, FabFilter Pro Q3. Great FabFilter plugins. Honestly, like, this is like one of the main EQ plugins you use. If you haven't got anything like this, you just use Fruity Parametric EQ2. Right, anyway, so what I do on this is I put a tiny little boost, half dB or so, around 60 hertz, just around that area, just a tiny little boost for the lows. And for the mid to highs, I'll put one like 1900, roughly 1900 to 2000 hertz. Same again, half dB boost. And then for the highs, you go into like 17,000 hertz, and same again, around about half dB. Then next up, we've got FabFilter Pro Q3 again, which is on this one we've got a low shelf from the mids, roughly 350 to 400 in the mids hertz, with about a dB boost, 1 dB. Right, next up we've got a high shelf from the mids, which is like 1456. I've got 1456, but it doesn't have to be as precise as mine, just roughly in that area anyway. That just gives us a tiny little shelf boost in there, from the mid to lows and then the mid to highs. Right, next up is the Fruity limiter. You can use any limiter you want, like, but I just use the Fruity one. And all I do with this is I just turn up the gain 5 dB, and main purpose for this is just so it's nice and loud throughout producing the track from the start to finish. At the end, it gets taken off for mastering purposes and brings your track right down nice and dynamic. So that's them. Then on the last bit of the slots, on the last part of your chain, I'll have Foxingo Span, which is God, I'm losing my mind here. Which is it analyzes like your the frequency spectrum analyzer. Right, so we're going to leave that how it is. That's just so I can point out different frequencies and stuff if I need to cut anything out, or if I can see, if I need to find out where there's some harsh frequencies or some resonance frequencies or out like that, you know what I mean? But we'll get to that point through. You'll get to know what I use it for through the track at some point anyway. Right, so that's it for that. That's what's all set up and ready to go there. So now what we'll do is we'll bring up the playlist arrangement, and we're going to start on getting the vocals in and getting the vocals inside. So vocal, right, there it is there. So you just drag, holding the mouse in, dragging it over, let go, and there you go. It's dropped in as a stem audio clip on your playlist arrangement. Right, so the first things first, what I do here is I double click it. I'll change here where it says track, I'll change it so to number 1, and then bring up the mixer, so that's on number 1. I'll bring the volume down to about 5 dB, minus 5 dB, rename it vocals. And I don't colour this one, I usually just leave the vocals how they are. Right, so now we've done that, we can get rid of that and move back on to what we need to do to get the vocal in time. But first of all, I'll press normalize here, which normalizes it, and it obviously brings volume up with it, so brings it back to normal. Okay, right, now we're going to get the vocal in time with the BPM, but we haven't set the BPM yet, which is up here. We've just left that as it is for now because we don't need to touch that just yet. So you right click on the audio clip, brings up the menu, detect tempo, and then I've heard the track, and I'm gonna say the track's 130 BPM, something like at 135, I think, maybe. So in between the region of 75 to 150 BPM, we'll hit that, and hopefully it'll find, well, it should do anyway, it'll find the right tempo. Right, so it's saying that I was close. It's saying that the vocals are in 127.998 BPM, so 127. So what we're going to do is set that. So set it to what it's saying. Right, so there we go. We've clicked that. Now, if you look up here where the BPM is, it says that it's been set to. So we've set how we're going to make the track to the exact BPM of the vocals now. But well, obviously we don't want to leave it in 127 because that would be house or whatever, yeah, or even progressive trance or something. So in our case, we're working on a bounce track, so it's 150 BPM. I mean, it could be a little bit slower, could knock down 145 BPM, but we're going to go 150 anyway. So what you need to do here is where it says mode, we'll hit that, and then we'll go to Stretch Pro. Once that's clicked, then we'll go back up to the BPM, right click on there, and then it brings up the menu, and then select 150 BPM, and there we go. That should be it. Now to see if this is in time, let's see if it's 150 BPM. Up here again, this bit, we'll select that there, which is the metronome, and then we're gonna start from there with the metronome, and as long as the clicks are in time, as long as the vocals in time with the clicks and that, then so be it. Right, let's do it.
Set me on fire. You can watch me burn tonight. Can't put me out, I only burn brighter. So turn away, cover your eyes, 'cause you can hit me with everything you got.
Perfect. And that is how you set your vocals to BPM. One of the easiest ways to do it. You can do it by stretching manually and stuff like that, but that's the easiest way to do it. That's the way I always do it anyway. Right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to switch the metronome off, and we're going to listen to the vocal again and just see if there's anything, maybe a bit of EQ needed or like that. But to me there, what I've just listened to sounds like the vocal's already been already processed in anyway. It doesn't sound like you need to do anything with it. I mean, it's got the reverb, it's got the delay, it sounds like it's EQ properly and that and everything. So we'll just have a quick listen to it again though.
Set me on fire. You can watch me burn tonight. Can't put me out, I only burn bright.
Christina Novelli, man, unreal. But yeah, that is fucking bang on. Excuse me, French. Right, so we're literally all set up there, ready to go. So I'm not gonna put any effects on the vocal just yet. I'm not even gonna bother with an EQ or nothing just yet. Not until I think maybe sometime in the track. I might need a compressor on it or something like that. But I don't think. I think it's great. Great how it is. Sounds really good. And I think that's it for episode 1 anyway. So we've set up with vocals, we've got them in time with the BPM, we've set up with mixer, with master channel, how I like to start things. I think that's it, yeah. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you in the next episode.